Imagine waking up every day feeling like life is a burden, like getting out of bed is an achievement, but not because it's difficult, but because it feels pointless. Your days are a blur of nothing, yet somehow still full of deafening silence. You don't hate anyone, but you don't like anyone either. No hobbies, no passions, no drive, just emptiness. Then one day something shifts, and while the sun doesn't shine any brighter, you see it for the first time in years. What happened? Well, let me tell you, I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to live. But now I run a business that helps thousands. That's right, from laying in bed staring at the ceiling to changing the world. Yeah, it sounds dramatic. I know I'm no exception to the rule. The more successful you are, the more pathetic your past seems. But here's the raw, unfiltered truth. I never wanted success. I just wanted to stop hurting. And right now, if you're watching this, you probably feel the same way. Life feels heavy, uphill, impossible. And that's okay. It's honestly the only feeling I've known for years. But now, after speaking to thousands of young professionals like you, I realize something. It's not just us. We're part of a trend. Depression has become the trending topic for Gen Z and millennials. But why? Why is the next generation, the generation with all the opportunities, the privilege, the advancement? Why are we the most depressed? Is life really that bad? Has social media ruined our brains? Did COVID break us? Look, I wish I could say that one thing caused this, but that'd be doing you a disservice. There's no simple answer. But if there's one thing I can share, one insight that completely changed my life, it's this. Depression isn't just sadness. It's a silent killer, and it's trending for all the wrong reasons. It wasn't always like this. I remember being young, bright-eyed, and bushy-tailed, ready to take on the world. And then life happened. School, exams, relationships, responsibilities, expectations, bills. Slowly, life began to feel less like a gift and more like an obligation. Days turned gray. My smile became a grimace. And then came the day when getting out of bed stopped being a choice and turned into a battle. How do you describe this feeling to someone who's never been there? It's like your soul is bleeding, but no one around you can see it. You're trapped inside your own mind, screaming for help, hoping someone will hear you. But all they see is someone who's fine, someone who's just having a bad day. Because that's what depression does. It makes you invisible. It convinces you that you're alone in this fight. And trust me, you're not. We're losing ourselves in the details. We're holding on too tight to things we can't control. When you look closely, you realize you're not the problem. You're just lost in the wilderness of life. And the only way out is to find your way back to yourself. So how do you do that when it feels like you have nothing left to give? What do you do when your own mind turns against you? How do you fight the monster under your bed when you can't even get out of it? Well, first, you gotta believe that you can. You see, I used to think that my breakdown was my punishment. But what if it was actually my blessing in disguise? What if depression wasn't the villain of my story, but the catalyst? What if it was trying to push me towards my true path? That's why when everyone around me suggested therapy, I resisted. I mean, talk therapy, right? Talk about my feelings? Yeah, I didn't feel anything. I thought I was broken beyond repair, but they didn't give up on me, which I'm glad they didn't, because the first time I stepped into that therapy room, yeah, it was awkward. It was weird, but there was something about the gentle guidance, the non-judgmental space that made me want to try to peel back another layer, to expose another scar. And then it happened. One session, I unleashed a torrent of emotions, years of bottled up trauma, grief, anger, fear, all spewed out like a volcano. But as I spoke, something shifted within me. A weight lifted, a dam broke, and tears flowed freely for the first time in years. I felt seen, heard, understood. And in that moment, I realized I wasn't weak. I was a warrior. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Therapy isn't for everyone. Not all of us can afford it. Some of us don't have access to it. But if you can, go for it. If not, there are other options. CBT, journaling, digital therapy apps. There are ways to get the help you need. So please reach out. Please try. Please don't give up on yourself. for me, therapy was just the beginning. After that breakthrough moment, I knew I needed to keep digging, to keep unearthing the layers of myself I had buried for so long. But how? Well, that's when I stumbled upon something that changed everything. You see, in my darkest moments, I thought I was broken. I was shattered into a million pieces, with each piece reflecting a different version of myself. A distorted image created by years of trauma, criticism, and societal expectations. But what if those pieces weren't broken? What if they were just misplaced? Like puzzle pieces of a bigger picture I hadn't seen yet. With my therapist's guidance, I started to put those pieces together one by one. I reframed negative thoughts. I started to question the beliefs I had been holding on to for so long. Was I really worthless? Was I destined to fail? Or were these just stories I had been told so often I believed them? And slowly, ever so slowly, I started to heal. But healing isn't a passive process. It takes work, patience, and persistence. So I developed new habits. I read books. I watched TED Talks. I surrounded myself with positive influences. And then one day it clicked. The missing piece of the puzzle wasn't outside of me. It was within me all along. I had the power to heal myself. I had the strength to pick up those pieces and create a masterpiece. It sounds cliche, but it's true. This realization led me to start small, to set micro goals. Instead of thinking I needed to change my entire life overnight, I focused on tiny incremental wins. Brushing my teeth in the morning, going for a walk, making my bed. These small victories became my fuel, propelling me forward, giving me hope that I could do this, that I could heal. And when you focus on the small stuff, you start to notice a pattern. Those small wins lead to bigger ones. One step becomes two steps become 10. Before you know it, you're running. You see, I didn't fix my life overnight. I fixed my mornings. And that's all it took. Now, every morning I wake up with a sense of purpose, knowing that today is a new opportunity to grow, to learn, to become the best version of myself. That's why I decided to turn my pain into my power. My depression became my brand. My pain became my purpose. I started speaking at events, sharing my story, hoping to make a difference in just one person's life. I launched a business dedicated to helping others with mental health challenges. And now every day I wake up excited to make an impact, to help someone else find their way out of the darkness, to show them that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that there is hope, there is healing, there is happiness. Because I know firsthand how hard it is to believe that when you're in the depths of despair, you're still worth fighting for. But here's the brutal truth. You're worth it. Your life matters, and the world needs you. So if you're struggling, please reach out. Don't suffer in silence. And if you're not struggling, please listen. Lend a hand. Be a beacon of hope for someone who desperately needs it. Remember, if you're in the dark right now, don't run from it. That's where your light is born. Comment below. What's one small win you had today? If this hit home, hit subscribe. Let's grow together. See you in the next video.